Hello everyone, welcome to the Mexico Grand Prix qualifying. We are finally live for qualifying, which starts in about 5 minutes or so. As you can see here, we're all set up, the live timings, where everyone is on the circuit, etc. We're all set to go. We are live on Facebook, on X, or formerly Twitter, but X, and on YouTube. It's great to see everyone again after what appeared to be a really long break of a week between the US Grand Prix and Mexico. Now we did have qualifying. Sorry, not qualifying. We did have practice for FP3 earlier today. Max Verstappen topping FP3 as he's topped every session so far. Alex Albon, a surprising second in the first and the third practice. So keep an eye out for that. Mercedes struggled a bit at times as well. McLaren couldn't quite tell on FP2 they were very good. FP3 not so much. But as we know with practice, as any practice session there's always going to be some sandbagging, different strategies, whether it be different tyre strategies, different fuel strategies, etc. And really, we don't really see the real pace until qualifying. A lot of teams aren't necessarily going to go out and show absolutely everything. And I suspect that probably is the same for Red Bull and Max Verstappen as well, I suspect. But in any event, we are live. We're here. We're going to watch as it starts, as it unfolds. All the timings are right here. They are live. So we're waiting. Got 5 minutes until the actual qualifying session. Well, until the track is open for the first qualifying. So those who are a little bit new for qualifying, not entirely sure how it all works. Essentially, qualifying is broken up into three different timed races, if you like. And the idea is you have a certain amount of time to go out and set your fastest lap, and that's it. And you can set as many laps as you want in a time period. And the idea is to get the slowest five will drop out of the first qualifying session, and then the next slowest five will drop out of the second qualifying session, and then in the final qualifying session we'll have what's called a top 10 shootout, which will determine the entire grid for tomorrow's race. So for any newbies who are a little bit new to Formula 1, not quite sure how the qualifying system works, especially as the last couple of races have been split, so it's been a bit of a mix. What we've got this weekend in Mexico with the qualifying as it is now, this is the more traditional way of a race weekend. Practice session 1, 2 and 3, then qualifying, then the race. So just to cover some basics there. Right, we have got still a few minutes to go before the drivers take to the track. So there are two DRS zones to watch out for. The long pit straight down this long back straight here, the pit straight. The start line is right at the finish line's right at the very left corner, and also this straight down here, that's another DRS zone as well. So it's an interesting circuit, because if you're able to get DRS on zone 1 or down the long straight, you could potentially pick up DRS again on the second. So we'll see how this works in the overtaking this year. Hopefully we'll get a bit more than we had at the US. I thought the US really was overtaking. The US was confined, really, wasn't it, mostly to that long straight. I suspect it's going to be very similar here as well. But we'll see. Right, the Sky coverage. I've got the Sky coverage on. They have just gone to the race commentary with the normal commentators on there, so they're pretty much ready to go as well. We are just literally waiting now for the drivers to come onto the track. So they'll come in. You'll be able to see where every driver is, and also on the left hand side of the screen you'll be able to get the live timings, so we can see. And this is all live. It probably actually, if you're watching on Sky as well as this may be slightly ahead of the Sky coverage or the TV coverage, wherever it is you're watching it. So you may see the time come up before you see the person complete the lap, if you're also watching it on the television, on whatever channel it is, Sky or whatever it is you're watching it on. Right, I'm ready to go. So let's have a look what we've got in terms of tyres. The C3, 4 and 5 tyres, C5 being the softest, C3 being the hardest. I did see some doing in FP3 doing hard tyre practice, so I'm guessing the hard tyre will probably feature in tomorrow's race. Obviously, in qualifying, you want to get the quickest times possible, so therefore you're running on the softest tyres that will allow you to get through, basically. Particularly if you're one of the faster cars, you may want to gamble on a medium if you think that you can save a set of soft tyres for tomorrow's race. But as we've seen in the last couple of races, particularly US and Qatar, it's the soft tyres went off so quickly, no one really wanted to use them in the race. So they were quite happy to get a shot of them in qualifying because they knew they weren't going to use them in the race because they just didn't last long enough. So it'll be interesting to see how people play that strategy today. Will anyone keep back a set of softs for tomorrow's race, or are teams looking and thinking we're going to use the mediums, we're going to use the hards, therefore we can use all our softs in today's qualifying? Not sure. That will be for the strategists to work out. See Sergio Perez, the local home favourite, obviously, on my screen right now. He is in the car, helmet on, focused. It's going to be, I think Perez needs a good race here, if I'm being honest. Although there's nothing been confirmed, I will go out on a limb and say that I'm not convinced that he is going to be a Red Bull driver next season. I don't know what people's thoughts are on that. Is Perez going to stay at Red Bull next season? I'm not convinced. And whilst we're waiting for the drivers to take to the tracks, we've still got a couple of minutes till the green lights go. Let's just get. I'd like to know where everyone is watching from today. Let me know where you're watching from, and I will post all your comments as I post all the comments all the time. I post them right here. So let me know where in the world are you watching from today. Last week in the US, we had viewers from South Africa, Morocco, Algeria, the US, the UK, obviously. Top marks, by the way, for guessing which country I'm watching from. I wonder how many people can guess my accent, my very British accent. So I see Lando Norris is now in the car there as well. So I want to give this. Oh, there we go. The first car is taken to the track, and it is the Haas of Kevin Magnussen. You can just see coming into shot there. So this, like I said, it's the live tracker. We can see exactly who is on the track and where, and we'll be able to see their timings as well. So this should be an interesting Q3. I'm normally you'd expect, for example, the Williams to struggle and the Hasses and so on. I'm struggling to see who could go out in the bottom, or I'm struggling to be certain or confident on who's going to be the bottom 5 to go out in the first qualifying session. Like I said, the usual suspects. Seems to be a bit of a switch. I mean, I guess Alfa Romeo, and the Alfa Tauris and the Hasses will be the favourites to drop out, as they normally are. But let's see if any. Let's see how the Aston Martins get on in particular, because as we know in the US they had really struggled in qualifying. Both, in fact, going out in Q1. There we go. Both Gasly and Magnussen. Now, just for reference as well, on the screen you'll see the soft tyres. The tyre choice, the red marked tyres next to the name, that is basically the tyre one. If it's red, it's soft. If it's yellow, it's medium. If it's white, it is hard. As you can see, we've got confirmation tyres there. They're on the soft tyres, which is what I'd expect in qualifying, particularly from the from the slow drivers. We might see one or two of the faster drivers chuck on a set of mediums and save a set of softs potentially. But let's have a look what they do. So Stroll, Alonso, Magnussen all now on the track. 1 second. So I had to do a quick audio check there because last week during the during the race, my audio wasn't set correctly, so it sounded like there was a bit of an echo. So I just wanted to just double check my audio by listening back to myself. Not that I'm vain or anything, but I'm actually watching myself as well. So so I could see it. I think it was working okay. I'm not that vain, really. Right, here we go. So Magnussen was the first one out. So Magnussen will be the first one to complete the lap. So we'll keep an eye on that. Gasly was second. And we need to keep an eye out on these. We need to keep an eye out on these. On the Aston Martins. Just looking at the timings there. So there we go. 119.7 for Magnussen. 119.7 earlier today in FP3. They were in the 118s, comfortably into the 118s. So 119.7. I know conditions might have changed a little bit since then, but that would need to be faster. So Stroll's now on a fast lap by the looks of things. Perez is on an out lap. So as you can see, we're now getting... Here comes Gasly. Gasly was right behind. Gasly goes 119.7 as well. 1,000th of a second behind Magnussen. Here comes Verstappen. Verstappen is now joining the track. No, I'm gonna have to put that into Google Translate or something. I'm not overly a fan. Is that French? Or is that Spanish? But it might be Spanish. Apologies, I'm not. I don't know what you're saying, I'm afraid. If someone's able to translate, if someone speaks that language is able to translate, I'll be greatly appreciated. So Alonso goes 119.6, only a tenth of a second quicker than Magnussen. Perez now starts his flying lap. Here comes Yuki Tsunoda, who's also on an out lap. Let's see, who's next to go across who's on the fast lap? I don't think Russell's on the fast lap. I think Russell's starting his. Gasly, we know, he's on the cool down lap. I think he's going to go off into the pits. Here comes Verstappen. I think Verstappen hasn't started his lap yet either. So I think we're looking at Perez. So Stroll goes 120, so he's gone even slower. 4 tenths off Alonso. So the next person I think to go across who's on a hot lap might be Sergio Perez. I think. I just see South Africa have just won the Rugby World Cup for those who are interested. Just a notification. Right. Sergio Perez, 119.6 seems to be the time to beat. We were into the 118s earlier. So let's see. Perez will be the first person of significant pace to give us an idea of where the track is now. Perez comes across and goes fastest 118.5. There we go. I did say into the 118s. 118.5, a second quicker than Alonso there. Next comes across Yuki Tsunoda goes second with a 118.9. Here comes Russell with a 118.9 also. Not the quickest there from Russell. Not the quickest. We'll want to go again. Here comes Verstappen. Expect this to go fastest. 118.0. So he could go into the 117s during Q3, potentially if the track evolves. 118.0. Here comes Norris, who's gone into the pits without setting a lap. Perhaps he didn't like the setup there. Who's next? Oscar Piastri comes across the line and goes only 6th fastest, 119.4. He struggled here a little bit, Oscar Piastri, even in practice sessions. That's quite a slow time for him, though. Oh, mind you, look, we got Hamilton, and there goes Hamilton third. Now, I did say some might go for a set of mediums. I did say keep an eye out. Some might go for a set of mediums and save a set of softs. If they can get through on the mediums, they will. So Oscar Piastri, there we go. That's why he was 1.3 seconds slower. He is on mediums. Russell and Hamilton, actually, they're good times given that they're on medium. Particularly Hamilton, only half a second off Verstappen, who was on soft tyres. The fastest first sector, by the way, for Hamilton. So there we go. So we have got a mixed grid. We've got some on medium, some on soft. So we're going to get a little bit of a mixed grid in here. Those on the mediums, we're going to see if they will probably want to see if those times are quick enough to get through and save a set of softs. Let's have a look. So the next person, so Alonso, I guess, will be. So I'm just trying to look at where. So there goes. So Alonso's on an out lap because that was a 2:04. So he must be on an out lap. Hamilton's on the cool down lap. Oscar Piastri's on the cool down lap. We've still got the Ferraris to come across. Sainz, I don't think, on there. Sainz is slowing up there. So Sainz is just about to start his run. So Carlos Sainz about to start his run. We've still got both the Alfa Romeos. We've still got but both Ferraris set times. Track is looking a bit busy now. Right, so Stroll does a 2:41. So Stroll's now starting his flying lap. Bottas goes second, 1:18.4 there. Good time there from Bottas. Track evolution is going to be key here as well. So let's see how this progresses. 1:18.4 seems quick now. It might not be quick by the end of the session. Let's keep an eye on that one. Who else we got coming through? So Stroll's really plummeting down there. Look, Ricciardo with a 1:18.2 in the Alpha Tauri. Track evolution, people. Who else coming across? Alex Albon only goes ninth. He was second in FP3, and he's on the softs. So on the soft tyres. Who else we got to come through? We still got so Norris was on a hot lap, and then I'm guessing he must have made a mistake because he peeled off into the pits. Let's see him come out in a minute. Alonso moves himself up to P6. Sainz is on a hot lap, just coming past Hamilton now. Let's see where Sainz can get to. Who else got to come through? Sargent is there as well. And Leclerc. Right, here comes Sainz, who goes only 6th fastest, 1:18.7 on the medium tyres, though. On the medium tyres. It's key. This key bits here, the medium tyres. They're trying to, so some of them are trying to save a set of softs. Sargent with a 1:20. Well off the pace, 2.3. Leclerc, there we go. Leclerc, 3rd fastest with mediums. That may be enough to get through on the mediums. Track evolution. It can add on half a second to your lap time over the course of a session. I'm from the UK, England. I'm a Lewis fan. Welcome to the stream. Welcome. I'm actually from the UK myself, from Cambridge, funnily enough. So Norris is the only one who hasn't set a time yet. How long we got left of the session? We've only got 7 minutes left of the session, so Norris is going to have to get out there and get a lap done if he's going to stay in this. I'm not entirely sure what he's in for at the moment. No coverage so far on it on Sky. So we have got, I think, a lot of people now on cool-down laps. Stroll may be on a hot lap, though. Stroll's coming round at speed. Sainz and Sargent are both on cool-down lap. No, well, actually, saying that, Sainz is on a set of mediums, so some of those on mediums might go again. So Sainz may well be on another hot lap. Let's have a look and see if the times change. So Stroll pits, Sainz pits, Sargent will pit them. Yeah. So Hulkenberg, let's have a look down. So at risk, Sargent's lap time got deleted. There we go, by the looks of things. Oh boy, okay. So Ocon and Gasly, both looking to improve on their times, track evolution and whatnot. Lap's gone very quiet. We've got 5 minutes left of the session. Here comes Oscar Piastri for his out lap. And Ocon tears into pits. Here comes Alex Albon for his out lap. And here comes Norris, who hasn't yet set a time. He'll have basically one opportunity at this. What tyres is he on? So Norris and Piastri have both come out on a set of softs. But these are going to be brand new set of softs. Neither driver's actually used softs yet. They've got a set of softs to use. So now we've got. So we'll have in the next minute or two. We'll see a lot of cars come out. It'll be interesting to see how traffic copes. How people cope with the traffic here. Let us know where you're watching from today. I will post where you are watching from right here. Yeah, so looking at the coverage, Sargent. Oh, hang on. Let's have a look here. Sargent got his lap time deleted for track limits on turn 12. Right, so Oscar Piastri's getting ready now for his flying lap. Both McLarens are in a knockout. Don't forget that you need to be inside the top 15 to qualify for the next, for Q2. The bottom 5 will be eliminated. Currently, that is Stroll, Albon, Piastri, Norris and Sargent. Although both Piastri and Norris are yet to set times on soft tyres. Right, here we go. Piastri, what can you do? What can you do? Here we go. We've got more cars coming out now. Here comes Perez, Verstappen, Magnussen. We've got a few out. Both Piastri, Norris and Albon are on hot laps. Piastri will be the first one to go across. This will be probably his only chance really to get through here. Piastri, no pressure, son. What can you do? You need to be quicker than 1:19.2. What can you do? Realistically, you probably need to get into the mid 1:18s to be safe. Oscar Piastri will be the first to cross the line, and Oscar Piastri goes to P2 with a 1:18.2. Much better. That should be him through. Alex Albon is the next come through. He's currently 18th in the drop zone. Where does Alex Albon go to? P9 only. Here comes Norris, who hasn't yet got a time set. What can he do? And Norris goes 1:21, 19th. Was there something wrong there? That is Norris going out at this stage. I don't know if Lando Norris has got enough time to get round and do another lap. 1:21, he must have had an issue somewhere. That is not a good time for Lando Norris at this stage, unless Lando Norris can get back round and do another lap. Lando Norris is going to be out of qualifying. Very interesting. Oscar Piastri, meanwhile, went P2. There's a lot of traffic as well. A lot of traffic. I did say keep an eye out for the traffic. Here comes Verstappen, who's just starting his flying lap. So Norris is, I'm not sure what's happening. I'm just trying to work out what's... I'm just seeing if I get any coverage from Sky as to why Norris had such a slow lap. So Norris says, has he got enough fuel to get... or is he out? Let's see. Norris does not have enough time to get back in the pits and get out again. So if he goes again, or is he going into the pits? That will depend on the fuel levels he's got. I think Norris is slow. Okay, so Norris looks like he's slowed down. So he's allowed. So I think Norris is going to go again. He has to go again. Yellow flag as well. We've got a yellow flag. Alonso is spun. Alonso on the bottom there. Everyone's going. So he got a yellow flag. That is an awful type. Well, Norris is out. He's got to be. He's not going to be able to speak. Well, I think Norris is out. Norris is out. Max Verstappen under investigation for impeding in the pit lane. Guys, this is Alonso. Just waiting to see. He must have had a spin. He's going very slowly back now. You can see here he is. He's going very struggling now. What did he do? But I surely that yellow flag has basically done everyone's times up. Who hadn't done a lap would have had to have slowed down for that yellow sector. So I'm just seeing what happened to Alonso now. So Sainz is going to peel off into the pit because if you're not in a faster lap, there's no point. And I can't see how anyone's going to be on a faster lap than a yellow flag in sector 1. Here comes Logan Sargent. Here comes Bottas goes into the pit. Norris is out. Norris is out. Norris will start tomorrow's race in 20th position. Norris will start in 20th, the back of the grid. Wow, that is a surprise because a lot of people saw Norris as someone who could challenge Verstappen at the front this weekend. Lando Norris is out of the race. Oh boy. Oh, there we go. I've just seen Alonso. Proper spin-off. Alonso. Yep, there we go. Confirmation. Lando Norris is out of qualifying. Wow. So, that is that for Ocon, Magnussen, Stroll, Sargent and Norris are all out. Norris will start the race tomorrow at the back of the grid. I think Max Verstappen, so I've just seen what's happened with Max Verstappen. So Max Verstappen is going to be investigated after the session, but Max Verstappen held up the pit lane. He sat to the end of the pit lane and held the pit lane up for traffic. Now, if you remember, you may recall back in Qatar, he'd done a similar thing. And he got reprimanded for it, but he didn't get punished. But the stewards after the race said that was wrong and he should have been punished. He should have been given a grid penalty. He's done the same thing today. Will the stewards now give a grid penalty to Max Verstappen as a result? This will be an interesting to see how they respond to that. I'm looking forward to seeing what they do there. A lot of problems with traffic in that session as well. Obviously, it won't be so much a problem in this next session because we've lost 5 drivers, but blimey. Right, so the next session then will be a couple of minutes away, but let's quick recap. Shock of the day, shock of the weekend, without a doubt. Lando Norris starting in P19. Also, Sargent's had another lap time deleted. Sargent was P20. His lap time must have been deleted. That's 2 deleted lap times for Logan Sargent. I feel for the guy, I really do. Not to have 1 lap time deleted, but 2. Yeah, that takes some bloody doing, that does. So, Sargent will start from 20th. Norris will start from 19th. Stroll will start from 18th. Magnussen from 17th. And Ocon from 16th. That is now confirmed. That's what we know tomorrow, barring any penalties. So, provisionally, that is the grid, the back of the grid tomorrow. Now we need to make up the next 5. So we'll go into a next qualifying session where the slowest 5 left, so 15th down to 10th, down to 11th, we'll find out where their starting position will be tomorrow. And just to confirm, I can confirm that Max Verstappen is being investigated for impeding in the pit lane, and that will be investigated after the session. The same thing happened in Qatar. He was reprimanded, and after the race, the steward said that he should have had a grid penalty. Is that going to apply to Max Verstappen today? Max Verstappen may be in a bit of bother. So he may get polled, but it may only be provisional. Keep an eye out for that. I don't know if we'll find out at the end of this session or the end of the whole session, if that makes sense. So let's keep an eye out on that one. Oh, right. Let's. There we go. They're all in the pit. We know that. Thanks very much for updating the system. Right. So we are live while we're waiting for Q2 to start. We are live on YouTube. We are live on Facebook. We're live on Twitch. On Twitter, formerly known as, or X, formerly known as Twitter, rather. And I'd love to know where everyone is watching from while we're waiting for the cars to join the track again for Q2. Let us know where you're calling from. I'm in the UK, in Cambridgeshire. Last week we had lots of people watching from. Well, we had people from South Africa. We had Morocco. We had the US and several places in the US. The UK. We had Algeria, France, Greece, Cyprus. So it's such a worldwide sport. I'd love to know where everyone is watching from. Just post in the comments where you're watching from today, and I'll post your comments here. Oh, I've just heard someone is under investigation. Who is it? Hamilton is under investigation for failing to slow under the yellow flags, potentially. I'm just going to see if there's anything in the commentary to confirm that. Bear me 2 seconds. Failing, yep, there we go. Incidents involving car 44, Hamilton, failing to slow under yellow flags. Okay, FI stewards, incident involving car 63 Russell, 4 Norris and 24 Zhou Yu, noted failing to follow race director's instructions on a minimum delta time. Remember, you have a minimum time to get round the track. Anything else to confirm? Any in terms of Max Verstappen on there? It's not on here, but there was a thing on it I did see. Right, we'll keep an eye out for those. But okay, so there we go. Hamilton is under investigation. Oh, there we go. More incident involving cars 2, Sergeant and 22s noted overtaking under yellow flags. So the stewards are going to be busy, as we said. Stewards going to be busy. Right, let's go back to the drive tracker. Right, Perez and Verstappen are now the first two back out for Q2. Welcome everyone, by the way, to the stream, wherever you're watching. We've got quite a few on Facebook, and we've got a few on YouTube as well. As always, if you could just click that like button, the thumbs up, you know the score, just to let us know that you're enjoying. That would be absolutely amazing if you could. Also, if you are new, don't forget to give us a follow. We are live every weekend, or every race weekend, for both qualifying and for the race. We will be back tomorrow for the race as well. Full live tracking, full live coverage, full live timings. So join us tomorrow for the race. 8 PM tomorrow UK time, the race. Incident involved cars. Okay, yeah, so we've seen that already. So on the see this thing, the coverage I get here, by the way, is slightly ahead of the TV. So what I see on here, I then see on the TV like 20 seconds, 25 seconds later, and I've just seen a pop up confirming some of the things we've just seen in terms of what the FIA are going to be looking into after the race in terms of in terms of various infringements. So Perez is starting his out lap, followed by Verstappen. No one else has yet to come to the track. And we'll be interested to see what happens with Norris tomorrow, because they've got to... I'm just seeing a replay of Sargent. Sargent failing to... I'm just looking at the replay of Hamilton, whether or not he slowed down enough. So there's the yellow flag. There's Alonso rejoining the track. Yeah, we'll have to wait and see what sort of penalties will come from that. We've got a comment here. Hi, Aid the Dude. Welcome to the channel. and you are a Piastri fan, well, you'll be glad to know Piastri is still running, unlike his teammate Norris, who went out in Q1 unexpectedly. And welcome to the channel. Welcome to the stream. So, Perez goes with a 1:18.1. That is a decent time. Verstappen. Where does Verstappen go? 1:18.1 for Perez. Verstappen will be the next across the line. And Verstappen goes with a 1:17.6. Half a second up. Half a second in front of Perez. That is the quickest time off the session so far by Verstappen, who is under investigation. We should add, Verstappen is currently under investigation for impeding in the pit lane. Now, Verstappen and Perez were out first before everyone else, so we got a minute before the next set of cars start to come through. A lot of cars just starting their flying laps now. Hamilton there, just going past his start his flying lap. Same with Russell. Russell is on the flying lap. Who is better, Piastri or Max? Well, I think we'll have to be fair and say Verstappen is some will say 2, some will say 3-time world champion. But Piastri is certainly, he's a young, it's a rookie season. He's got a bright future, has Oscar Piastri, a very bright future. So, who will be the first? I think Russell will be the first on the outlap to cross the line. So let's keep an eye out and see where Russell goes. 1:17.6 the time to beat Perez with a 1:18.1. So Perez will peel off into the pits, as will Verstappen. And here comes Russell. And Russell will go to P3 with a 1:18.3. 1:18.3 for Russell. Piastri can't. Okay, Piastri hasn't started his lap yet. Piastri's just starting his lap. He's on a fast lap now. Next is Hamilton with 1:18.3 himself. So third and fourth for the Mercedes so far. Let's see how that. Ricciardo there for 1:18 flat. In second place there. What a lap there from Ricciardo. Here comes Yuki Tsunoda, who goes off into the pits, so he's decided not to complete his lap. Here comes Alonso, who goes with a 1:19.6. That Aston Martin is struggling around the circuit. Struggling. Gasly next to come through. Goes P6 with a 1:19.3. Only 1.7 seconds off Verstappen. Here comes Oscar Piastri, who goes second, just 2 tenths off Max Verstappen. 1:17.8. There we go. Hello, welcome. An Alonso fan from Morocco. Welcome to the stream. As you just saw Alonso come through there and put in P9. I don't know what your thoughts are, but I think he may struggle to get through to the final qualifying. That Aston Martin's not looking particularly strong round the circuit. Sainz goes P7 now. And Hulkenberg's gone through. Here comes Leclerc to go P8. 1:18.3 and 1:18.4. Bottas goes through in P5. Good lap there, 1:18.2. Zhou Guanyu will come through, only P10. Remember, we are in Q2. The fastest 10 will go through to the Q3. Russell was on an in lap. I think Ricciardo's on an in lap as well, and Hamilton. Albon, I believe, Alex Albon coming around. I believe is on a fast lap. Let's see what Alex Albon can do. P14 at the moment. Can you make it into the top 10? P11 for Alex Albon, so he's going to have to come round, get into the pits, get a fresh set of tyres on quickly. We've got 8 minutes left off the session. But I'm fair with other drivers. Good stuff. Good stuff. Predict P1, P2, 3, P3. Well, I'm going to go P1 for Verstappen. I'm going to go for P2 for Piastri, and I'm going to go P3 for Hamilton. There we go. That's my P1, P2, P3. Although that is subject to change, we have got several cars under investigation for various infringements in Q1, including Verstappen and Lewis Hamilton. So we'll see. Leclerc's going to peel off into the pits. So's Bottas, so's Zhou Wenyu, and so's Albon. So everyone's betting. We haven't got any races left out there at the moment on a hot lap. No races on a hot lap at the moment. Right, and let's have a look what's going on still. Okay, so everyone's basically on. Is going to be changing tyres. There's no way there's damage or something. Alex Albon's not comfortable in that Williams at the moment. He was moaning. He was having a bit of a rant earlier in Q3. But he was trying to get Alex Albon was P2 earlier this session. Earlier in practice 3. So we wait for the first drivers to come back out and do the next lap. They've got 6 minutes to get round and start their lap. 6 minutes and counting. So we'll see. I believe so. We do. So Oscar Piastri's got a new set of soft. Basically, those who use some cars used a medium compound in Q3. Those will have an extra set of soft tyres. Hey, I'm watching from Zambia. And a Lewis fan. Welcome, Shirley, from Zambia. Again, we have got people from all over the world. The UK, Morocco, Zambia. I remember last week we had people from Morocco, actually, fun enough, and South Africa and the US. Great to see a worldwide audience. That's the beauty of Formula One, a worldwide audience. Welcome to the channel. So we are live on Facebook, on YouTube, and on X, formerly known as Twitter. And we're still waiting. Actually, I can't believe how quiet the track is. There's literally no one on it at the moment. So 5 minutes to go. The 5-minute bell has just gone. That's 5 minutes to put on a set of tyres, complete your final bits of setup, and get round and start your lap before that 5 minutes. You don't need to complete the lap in that 5 minutes. You just need to have started your flying lap in that 5 minutes. And it could be interesting because you've got 15 cars that are going to take to the track, and it's going to be tight. There's going to be a lot of traffic. But track evolution could be key. And some teams may feel that the later they cross the line, the more the track would have evolved. Right. So we will see. And we're waiting now on... Just a quick recap, by the way, for those who have joined, Lando Norris, you'll probably see he is out of the race. He starts tomorrow in P19. There was an issue with the first lap, and he had to abandon his flying lap. And then on his second flying lap, there was some traffic, and then he went to go again on a third flying lap, and because of yellow flags, because of a spin by Fernando Alonso, meant that Norris was never able to complete his lap. As we get drivers come back out on the track, here comes Hulkenberg, will be the first out, followed by, looks like Alonso, followed by Sainz. So there we go. So it's going to be, Hulkenberg will be the first to start the flying lap, followed by Alonso. And then Sainz. We have got 3 minutes and 20 seconds to go until the flag. So you've got 3 minutes to get yourself round, get out onto the track, do an out lap, and then start your flying lap. Okay, and we are ready. I think this will be interesting. Who is going out in Q2? I would say Alonso, I think will almost certainly be going out. I think Hulkenberg could go out as well. Alex Albon, if he's got issues, yeah, he could be going out. Hulkenberg is going to be starting a flying lap first, and he's just coming around now. You just see him around the last corner there, turn 16, turn 17, and then away he goes down the pit straight. There he goes, Hulkenberg to start his flying lap. What do you think about tomorrow? I mean, who's going to win the race? Who is going to win the race? It is very difficult to look past Verstappen. Let's be honest. But it all depends on how the stewards, who bear in mind Verstappen's under investigation, could get a grid penalty. So that could change things considerably. Norris would have been a good bet, but Norris starting late. Oh, 2-minute warning is just gone. There's the 2-minute warning. And we have got, so Hulkenberg is on the flying lap. Everyone else behind Hulkenberg is on a flying lap. Those in front of Hulkenberg are on their out lap. A lot of traffic on all 15, I think, are out at the moment. No, Verstappen stayed in. Verstappen stayed in the pits. So Verstappen, with 1:28 to go, Verstappen is obviously feels that he doesn't need to come out again. Keep a set of soft tyres and save them for tomorrow by the looks of things. So we'll see the first person to cross the line to complete his qualifying, looking for a space in Q3, will be Hulkenberg. Hulkenberg, who's currently in P12, comes round, turn 17, the final corner, and goes. P10, provisionally P10. I don't think it's going to stay there, though. Hamilton is just starting his flying lap. Piastri is starting his flying lap. Here comes Alonso, who is on a flying lap. Alonso goes. P12, Alonso is out. The first person I said I thought might go out has gone out. Alex Albon is just starting, I think, his flying lap. Carlos Sainz, only P8 for Carlos Sainz, 118.4. Only P8. He didn't improve on his time. Here comes Leclerc, Perez. Oh, Leclerc goes P3. Here comes Ricardo. Ricardo goes into P2, 117.7. Ricardo. Here comes Bottas into P5. Here comes Yuki Tsunoda, currently in 15th place. And Tsunoda pits. Tsunoda is out of qualifying. Here comes Russell. Russell goes P2 for 117.6. Gasly is next to cross the line. This is where it starts to get interesting. Gasly only P10. Here comes Zhou Guanyu for place in the last 10. Goes P10 provisionally. Here comes Hamilton now. And Hamilton goes fastest with a 117.5. Here comes Oscar Piastri. He's currently P5. What can you do, Oscar? Oscar Piastri goes. Stays P5. Actually a lot slower. About 4 seconds slower. So he obviously abandoned the lap there, Oscar Piastri. Here comes Alex Albon looking to get into Q3. Alex Albon will go too. P9. He's done it. Alex Albon will go through. And I believe that is it. I believe that is everyone who... I don't think there's anyone left to try and get through. Alonso pits, as we know. Yep, there we go. So, out in that session, Zhou Guanyu, Sainz just about P10, hangs on in there. So, Gasly, Hulkenberg, Alonso, Yuki Tsunoda. Oh, yes, so Sainz does pit. So, yes, that is it. Zhou Guanyu, Gasly, Hulkenberg, Alonso, and Yuki Tsunoda are all out. That is your 11th to 15th provisionally. So, we know the bottom 10 for tomorrow's race. We now have the shootout for the top 10. Oh, I think I've already put that comment on there. Okay, excellent. Right, let's take a minute, gang, because we've got a few minutes now till Q3. And look at that, Hamilton, 117.5. Right, I need a drink. Is what I need. We got a couple of minutes yet to get. I'm going to go quickly grab a drink. I'll keep all the details on there. I'll be literally right back in just a moment. Right, we're back. Oh dear, we're back with a fresh top up of a drink because I think we need it. Blimey, what a climax this could be. So the top 10, those who are going to be qualifying now in the Q3 shootout. Top 10: Hamilton, Verstappen, Russell, Ricciardo, Piastri, Leclerc, Bottas, Perez, and Sainz. And so when you, so that's a change. Has someone dropped out? Gasly, Hulkenberg, Alonso, Albon, and Tsunogo. So someone must have had their time deleted because I'm pretty sure Sainz was 10th at one point. Oh, Zhou Wenyu's actually dropped down. So Zhou Wenyu may have had her time deleted potentially. Or no, it must have been Gasly. Must have been Gasly, yeah. So Zhou Wenyu qualifies after a lap time deletion by looks of things. There might be something in the commentary. Let's have a quick look. Oh no, it's Alex Albon. Alex Albon's lap time deleted. Q2, okay. Incident involving Williams equipment under investigation. Incident involving Williams equipment under investigation. We'll have to come back to that then. That's interesting. That is interesting. Well, I what does that mean? What does that mean? I don't know. It's a bit vague, isn't it? Equipment. The car? The tools? I'll have to wait and see what that's all about. Right, okay, so we're just waiting now for Q3 to start. As soon as the cars make their way into the track, you'll obviously see them right here. And while we've got a little pause and waiting for Q3 to start, for those who haven't already, let me know where it is you are watching from today. If you haven't been able to guess already, I'm in the UK, from Cambridgeshire. We've already had quite a few people on. We've got people from Morocco. I think Zambia, was it? What else have we had? We've got quite a few. One from the UK as well. And we are pretty much ready to go. Q3, 12 minutes long Q3. And we're just waiting for the teams to make their way back onto the track. All your comments will get posted here. I'll try and put all your comments on. And we've got quite a few on Facebook and on YouTube. If you're watching on Facebook, you can put in the comment section. I will get your comments. Also, if you want to keep track of what we do on this channel, we are live for the races as well. Qualifying and races every race weekend. Regardless of the time, we are live right here. Just click a follow on the profile you're watching on, and you'll be notified when we go live. Also, if you're on YouTube, don't forget to click that sub button. For the same reasons, you'll get a notification when we go live, and you'll be able to keep track of the racing and so on. And we are here for all the races. And just listening to the commentary on Sky regarding what... yeah, okay. Please show the race. I can't, for obvious copyright reasons, I can't show the race. And when I talk about copyright, I got the commentary. I got a strike by Formula One claiming a copyright strike on the BBC. And although they didn't have a right to claim copyright on BBC commentary, they did. I got it removed, but it's a real pain. So I can't show the race, but I can show the live tracker. Speaking of tracker, we lights are green. Perez is now out and starting his race. Steve Norris. It was bad luck, bad strategy. Just not a good day for Norris. He starts P19. He didn't actually really complete. I mean, so I don't know if you saw the first lap he abandoned on his first flying lap. The second flying lap he had lots of traffic. didn't. It was about half a second off getting through, and the third lap he had to abandon because Fernando Alonso had a spin, which caused yellow flags. No problem, thank you. I wish I could. Honestly, I'd love to show the race, but I just can't. This is as best as I can do, I'm afraid. Otherwise, trust me, I'd be better than I think. If that was the case, everyone would be. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 drivers on the track. So only Hamilton, Russell, and Zhou Guanyu yet to come out. Hamilton was top in Q2, sorry. Bad luck. It was terrible luck. And as a result, Norris is going to be starting from 19th in a race, by the way. I thought Norris had a really good chance of a podium. So we'll see. And we've got a lot of late joiners on Facebook. Welcome for those who are just joining late. Let us know where you're watching from. And I will post them right here as we get ready to start. Perez starts the first flying lap of the session. Verstappen will be the second across the line for the first flying lap of the session. All on brand new set of soft tyres. Here comes Ricciardo to start his flying lap. This could be Hamilton getting second place. Topping the last qualifying session in Q2. So we'll see how that progresses. I still feel that Verstappen had more in the tank, though, I'll be honest. And Verstappen did only go out once. Hamilton did go out twice. So the first, 1:17.6, I think, was the quickest time in Q2. Let's see how that relates here. We've got all from the Netherlands go Max. I think Max has got to be heavy favourite today for the pole, but there is a caveat to that. Max is under investigation for impeding in the pit lane. That will be investigated after the session, so there may be retrospective grid penalty there. Perez, 1:17.7 is the fastest time of the session, the only time of the session. It is a good time. Let's see what Verstappen can do. 1:17.7 for Perez, and Max goes fastest with a 1:17.2. Whatever Perez does, Verstappen comes out and whacks on an extra half a second. Literally. Here comes Ricciardo. Where can Ricciardo go? P2 with a 1:17.3. What a time from Ricciardo. That is a mighty time. He is less than a tenth of Max Verstappen. That is a mighty time from Ricciardo. Bottas goes P4. Here comes Sainz. Where can Sainz go? Faster. Provisional pole with a 1:17.2. Game on, ladies and gentlemen. Game on for pole. Leclerc, 1:17.1. It is game on. Where can Oscar Piastri go? Only P6 for Oscar Piastri. He will get another go. They all will get another go. But game on here for... Where can Russell go? Only P5 for Russell. Hamilton now. Lewis Hamilton crosses the line and goes. Only P6. Wow. So that is all cars have done their first lap. Every car, if they want to, can still have enough time to come back into the pits. Wow, this is game on for pole. Game on for pole. Wow. It's a Ferrari 1-2. Who saw this? Go Hamilton. Company down in P6, but there will be another lap. They've all will go out and set another lap. This is what a shock. The Ferrari struggled to get through Q2. Sainz was on the verge of dropping out of Q2. He's gone second and Leclerc's gone fastest. This is what we need in racing. We need the unpredictability. Wow, I'm speechless. I'm genuinely shocked. Go Leclerc from Mams there. Leclerc and pole. They will be shocked. I can promise you now. Leclerc will be told on his radio that is P1, professional P1, and I can tell you now, Leclerc probably is shocked, just like the rest of us are. Did not see that one come in. So everyone's now gone into the pits apart from Zhou Wenyu, who is on an outlap. Right, so Perez was on used tyres, by the way, interestingly. So I don't know where those 4 laps come from. So we're just waiting now for everyone to come back out and do their next lap. Formula 1, ladies and gentlemen. This is when it's unpredictable like this, it is a joy to watch. And it would really, I mean, the race tomorrow, can you imagine the sort of grid tomorrow, by the way? And let's not forget, there could be retrospective action for the likes of Hamilton, for the likes of Verstappen, for the likes of Russell, all under investigation for various infringements. Max Verstappen is under investigation for impeding in the pit lane. You'll recall in Qatar, he sat at the end of the pit lane and allowed traffic to go past, and he got reprimanded as a result of that. After the race, the stewards admitted that the reprimand was too soft and a grid penalty should have been imposed. Max Verstappen has done the same thing in Q3 today, and that has been investigated after the session. We could well see a grid penalty for Max Verstappen. The same for George Russell. George Russell done the same thing. Lewis Hamilton is under investigation for speeding under yellow flag conditions. I watched the race live in Qatar. Look at me now watching a map. Yeah, but that was what you actually were at Qatar. I tell what, that would have been some experience in Qatar. But yes, I can imagine the irony. Here comes Zhou Wenyu. Zhou Wenyu is on a fast lap, I believe, so he's currently P10. He'll be looking to get in front of Bottas, no doubt. Let's see what Zhou Wenyu can do. Round the last turn, and he can go P9. And here comes Oscar Piastri to start his final lap. P9 for Zhou Wenyu. Both Alfa Romeos making Q3, by the way. Fair play to them. Fair play. Paddock Club. Such an experience. I more of an experience than watching a map, I'm sure. I try and make it as good as experience as I can, though, without it being the actual race. I do try. I do, yeah. But I can imagine it's no way near the sort of... But I hope you enjoy. That would have been one hell of an experience. So Oscar Piastri is will be the first person to start the final flying lap, followed by Bottas, followed by Sainz, followed by Ricciardo, followed by Leclerc, followed by Perez. Verstappen is going to be one of the last out, and both Mercedes have got to come out yet as well. And we are finally getting towards. Comment here. Seriously, in here, Qatar, they don't show F1 live. It's very sad. Only sometimes go live. That is surprising, given obviously the fact that Qatar hold a race. Very surprised. Welcome, by the way. I'm glad we can. I'm glad there's something there for you to watch at least anyway. Enjoying both. Thank you. My pleasure, as always. My pleasure. So we have got Oscar Piastri just starting the final lap. Here comes Russell, by the way, who's just coming out onto his out lap, out of the pits, and followed by Hamilton. So apart from Zhou Wenyu is going to peel off the pits, and then we have got 9 cars on track. And there goes Oscar Piastri, starting his lap, followed by Bottas. It's the next person to cross the line, and then it'll be Sainz, followed by Ricciardo, followed by Leclerc, and so on. And we have got, this could be, I still think Verstappen's going to nick pole, because Red Bull left that nag of somehow turning everything up on the engine, but we'll see. It looked like a foregone for Max. The Ferraris have thrown a curveball there, and now all of a sudden, it could well be that a Ferrari takes pole. Or could we see a surprise from someone like Hamilton, or even Oscar Piastri, who is currently coming towards the final part of his lap. Let's see what Oscar Piastri can do. 118. He did go into the 117s, I believe, in Q2, if I remember the top of my head. Here he comes, though, round the last bend. There's turn 16, there's turn 17, across the line and goes. P5, 117.6 for Piastri, P5. I'm sure that won't stay P5, it'll probably drop back. Here comes Bottas, his company P10. Can he jump his teammate, Zhou Wenyu? Yes, he can. Goes P9. Here comes Russell. I thought he was just starting. Russell's just starting his hot lap. Hamilton's just starting his hot lap. The next person across the line will be Carlos Sainz. Here comes Carlos Sainz. Currently P2. Can he go quicker? No, 117.3. Went slower. Here comes Danny Ricciardo. Goes 117.5. Also goes slower. Here comes Leclerc. 117.1 and goes 117.7. Miles off. Here comes Perez. Goes P5 only for Perez. Sergio Perez is only P5. Here comes Verstappen. He needs a mighty lap. He's currently P3. Can he jump the Ferraris? No, he's only P3. Verstappen is P3 for tomorrow's race. Could get worse. Russell and Hamilton are on hot laps. Could get worse for Verstappen. Russell and Hamilton are on hot laps. Let's see what Russell can do. Russell and Hamilton currently P7 and P8. Hamilton did go quickest in Q2. Let's see. Can they push? And bear in mind, Verstappen could be getting a penalty. Oscar Piastri will peel off into the pits. 117.6 was his first. Only 117.6 second. Here comes Lewis Hamilton. Only P6 for Hamilton. Wow. And that, I believe, ladies and gentlemen, is that. There is your lineup. It's a Ferrari 1-2. Would you believe it? It's a Ferrari 1-2. Well, and Verstappen third. And there are potential penalties. This is a provisional for tomorrow's race because there are pending penalties. No problem for Max. Much more to watch tomorrow. Absolutely. I think he won't be too fussed. I don't think it will be for Max Verstappen. It won't be starting third. It will be a case of if there's any penalties on top because he is under investigation. So is Lewis Hamilton. So is George Russell. So this is all could change still yet. But the Ferraris 1 and 2. Wow. My goodness me. I did not see that one coming. A Ferrari 1-2, Verstappen third, Ricciardo in that AlphaTauri, P4 qualifies ahead of Sergio Perez. There's a lot of rumours about whether or not Ricciardo will race in Perez's seats next season. Let's keep an eye out for that. It's certainly a possibility. This is Perez's last race in Red Bull? Is it his last race in Formula 1 at Mexico? Last home race? If Perez was to leave Red Bull at the end of the season, where do you see him fitting back in the pits? I'm not entirely sure. Just looking at the coverage now of the Ferraris, they're obviously extremely happy down in the Ferrari garage. A Ferrari 1-2. Wow. Well, I don't know where they got those lap times from. Let's just have a quick look in the commentary, make sure there's nothing that I've missed in terms of more penalties and so on. Leclerc out in front, as we know. And yeah, so nothing there, nothing more on top of the penalties we know about. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. So we will be back for tomorrow's race. It'll be 8 p.m. UK time. I'd love to see as many of you there as possible. If you are watching on Facebook, don't forget to give us a follow. And so that way you'll get notified when we go live for tomorrow's race and every race. We are live for every qualifying and every race. Also, if you're watching on YouTube, don't forget to click that sub button as well. And as always, any likes and whatnot are always appreciated. Let us know that you're enjoying the channel. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is that for qualifying. There is your lineup. Leclerc starts in pole, Sainz second, Verstappen third, Ricciardo P4, fifth place for Perez, 6th for Hamilton, 7th for Piastri, 8th for Russell, 9th for Bottas, 10th for Zhou Guanyu, 11th for Gasly, 12th for Hulkenberg. Alonso starts in P13. Alex Albon starts in 14th. Yuki Tsunoda starts in 15th. Ocon 15th. Magnussen 17th. Lance Stroll 18th. And shock of the day, Lando Norris starts in 19th position, followed by Sargent at the back of the grid, having got 2 laps completed, and both lap times getting deleted. Sums up Logan Sargent in Formula 1, I'm afraid. But there we go. Anyway, I will be back tomorrow for the race. It is slightly earlier tomorrow. It will be 2 hours, in fact, earlier than qualifying today. And hopefully I'll see as many of you there as possible. And until then, wherever you're doing, wherever you are in the world, enjoy your evening. And I'll see you all again tomorrow.